Willie Lopez?
Willie Lopez. There you go.
All
Willie
right,
Lopez.
we are live.
We are live.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Hey, yo, shout out to Willie Lopez, Jason, right?
Sure.
He wasn't my favorite ghost, though. My favorite ghost was the guy that, in the subway. The one that, I'll do anything for a drag. That guy.
Get off my train.
The train man? Was it the train man? No.
Yeah, he was the same guy in, was he the same guy in, oh no, I'm thinking of a different guy.
No,
He's
no.
not the guy from Terminator. No, he's not the guy from
It's,
Terminator.
I know you're talking about the professor.
Stephen Wright, though, right?
I don't even think it was Stephen Wright. Like, Stephen Wright and the guy from Ghost, the train Ghost, look very alike, but they're not the same person.
I gotta do this real quick.
So, anyways,
Yeah, he does look like him anyways, but...
108. My name is Ron Sara. You're in the house with Jossimus Prime, Jay Jericho, Ninja Iceberg. This is a Hub 408, the longest running, episodic, funniest, nerdiest show here on Kumu and all other platforms as well. So if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys. We appreciate you guys. Right now, let's go ahead and do a share real quick. All right, guys? We're not live yet. Well, I'm not on Kumu's side yet, so let me share on Facebook, though.
Ooh, I'm super live on the Kumu side.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Very good.
Good for you. I'm still waiting. Mine's still black screened.
It's a black screen, too.
Blacked out.
Me and Jason are on the same, I think, program right now. But I am going to share the Elite X on Facebook, and I'm going to make sure I tag you guys there so people, the good folks, can see us at home. All right.
There we go. I'm live. What's up, everybody, on my
There you
Kumu?
go, Jason.
Share. Everybody share.
Definitely
Yeah.
share the body. Did I say that right?
Share your bodies.
I don't think. Wait, hold on. Don't. No, not without with consent
Yeah.
at all times, right,
You-
Jason? With consent.
Have them sign the NDA.
Yes. Hey, good idea. Sign NDAs if you guys are going to discreetly do things.
Don't let them take advantage of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not live on my Kumu. I didn't
Ma-
put it on. They can
Make
kiss
them
my
sign them
ass.
contracts.
Oh, you forgot
you
it?
didn't click. You didn't click your.
Hey,
No,
both
I'm in protest. They can kiss my ass.
Oh,
Why are you? What do you think you're in protest?
what was that?
Nah, man.
Hey,
It's early. It's early. You're in protest already?
Yeah, man.
Why
it's
what
not
happened,
even the season yet.
yeah, it's only one episode happened, dude. It wasn't even
We're-
a good episode.
it's,
When was that, Saturday, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't even a good episode, Joff. You can't
They're
be
like
in
on-
protest yet.
they're not even in OTAs yet. No training camp.
Wait, what are you? Why are you protesting? What are we protesting?
I don't know. Joff has a power. He's going against the powers that be already, dude.
Yeah, they can't dictate fucking terms to me. Fucking 20 hours. Fucking 20 fucking hours. Fuck, kiss my ass.
Wait, did someone say you had to do 20 hours just right now? I mean, I know they want you to, but I mean, I haven't done like 20 hours.
That's why that's why we're all doing it all at the same time, so we get our hours in, yo.
Yeah, man.
That's what it's about, though, Joff. You feel me?
I know, but
You're doing this for the sake of content, right?
yeah.
Sure.
It's fucking
Yeah,
joke.
that's exactly what it is. Exactly. Yeah.
For the chance to
Yeah.
get
It's
some
like-
looks, right?
Hey, you know how people like, fuck y'all, I ain't taking the vaccine. That's me.
Oh wow.
And we're gonna talk about that today.
Yeah, I don't want to ride. I'm not riding in the back of the bus. My
Yeah,
feet are tired.
That's me.
But your feet are tired, Jay.
Yeah.
My feet are always tired.
Jason Parks, huh? You don't want to move.
I'm not gonna move.
Jason Parks. Oh my god. Shout out to everyone that's here right now. Shout out to my bestie. Hi, how are you? MJ2. I was just sharing this stream too, guys. So, pasensya na.
What's up, MJ?
She put hello. Come on, bestie.
Hello?
Yeah. Like, I'm having a kid with this woman and I get a hello. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you get.
Yeah, that's what I didn't complain.
That's all you
Yeah.
get.
What else? What else do you want?
I didn't complain.
What
I
if
didn't
she
complain.
just said
All
hi?
I'm saying is-
What if she just said hi?
I got a hello. You know what I'm saying? Hello. I was like,
You're in trouble if you get a hey.
oh, that's the worst. The hey?
Hey.
The hay. The hay is really bad. Yes.
Dude.
Or even ahoy. That's even worse too. Ahoy.
Boy.
So, dude, don't give me the hoy now. Like, why am I being hit with the hoy?
Oy.
She said,
Anyways.
"Here, what greeting are you expecting? Good evening, father of my child." I did not ask that.
Wow.
Dude,
Wow.
I'm not saying.
How about
I'm not-
lover?
I'm not saying
Lover?
shit because since we're on Facebook, they might see this shit, so I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
You say lover. I mean, that's
Wait.
Keep my mouth
Why-
shut.
Why
You
do
know
you
what I mean?
censor yourself? Because we're on other platforms, Joff.
Hey,
a good
man.
question.
More people watch this shit. Who knows who could be watching? I just fucking
yeah, that's true. You might get canceled actually, like next year or something, when someone like goes and scrubs through all this shit. You know.
Hey,
Wait,
I'm
why are
always.
we gonna get canceled? Why?
I don't know.
Why,
I don't
know.
why would we get canceled?
You never know.
People are dig stuff
CYA, dude. CYA, that's always my fucking default first principles. CYA, dude.
I mean, people dig up hella stuff from like old tweets and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I
All
was
the
never
time.
on Twitter like that. I wasn't exposing my stuff on Twitter like that.
CYA, dog.
Wait, what's CYA?
Cover your ass.
Oh, all right. Wait. So you had an opinion about what Liana should be calling me? And you didn't
No,
want
I'm
to say
just
it?
no. For me, I would have said something, but so it fucking might come back to fucking bite me in the ass later. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Are we censoring our own jokes now, Joff?
No, I'm just for my safety. It's just for me.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
already
we're
out there,
known
dude.
for pushing the envelope, and you've definitely pushed the envelope on here. That's why I'm just a little
Yeah,
surprised.
But,
I'm just
pick
You know,
my battles.
I
I
do
pick my battles.
I
You
do
know what I
kind of
mean?
want to do one episode where we're just super bland and very vanilla, and we don't cuss and we don't talk about anything, and we try to be very, very like G-rated. You know,
It's
I
gonna
kind
be
of want to
like-
do one episode like that. I think that'd
Is
be
it-
kind of funny.
It's gonna be like this. Both teams play hard, my man. Both teams play hard.
It's
That's what this is gonna be.
gonna be so boring. It's gonna be so
Okay.
boring.
We should do like gentlemen
Both-
trash talk.
Both teams played hard.
What is gentleman trash talk?
Like you try to come up with something witty, but it's like, but when, like you sir are
A horse's ass.
or something like that, but you can't use ass.
Ah, got you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
very clean, very
Very clean,
1800s.
gentlemen trash talk.
You're about to be hoisted by your own petard.
It's
Kinda
like
thing.
when it's like when Iron Man talked trash to Thor the first time they had like a threesome with him, Captain America, like dot mother knows that you wearing her drapes or some shit.
Oh,
know
dog,
what I mean?
mother knows you're wearing her drapes. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And you
Oh,
call,
Liana
him
had
point,
the-
call him Point Break. What's up, Point
Liana
Break?
did say put it in the DMs and Joff if you wanted to say whatever that joke was.
No, there's fucking no joke. I was just gonna say, I'm just not gonna say.
He was just gonna say something to get himself canceled, and then now he thought better of it.
No, not me canceled. I'm just gonna get somebody might see it and gets back to me, and I'm just gonna be in trouble. Not you guys, just me.
Ah,
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'd rather not I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. So basically,
It's not
you're
my
gonna
hill to
throw
die
shade.
on.
You're gonna throw shade at somebody.
No, it's not my hill to die on. So
You don't want the
Okay.
smoke.
yeah, no,
You don't want to be the third street prophet.
This is
no, it's not my hill to die on. I'm not. You know,
this is very different from the Joff that I had, grown to know and love over the years, and that I grew up with, where he's brash and
hey, you
ninja stars everywhere.
just pick your
He's an
fights, dude.
assassin.
You can't fight everybody.
Yeah, you're very much the old Ronin now, picking and choosing when to
You
pick up the
can't.
sword, right?
Yeah, you can't fight. You can't fight everybody. Dude. You can't.
It's true. He's grown wiser
Well, I
throughout
respect
the
that.
years.
Okay, I do respect that. So, anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. Again, episode 107. We are on a short time list, so we're kind of
Yeah, we have an hour.
No, 11:30 could extend.
I don't know. You said
I was
11. You
telling
said
Joff-
hard out at 11.
Yeah, he has a hard on at 11. So, and he wants to extend his hard on, and I was like, "Yo, you got to be careful with how you word that."
Yeah, we
you
can
know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with you don't want to overextend, because even Joff said, "Yo, you might hurt yourself. We don't want you guys to hurt
No,
yourself."
I'd arrange some shit. You'd extend.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's. I'm pretty sure everyone had a good weekend, right? Everyone has a good weekend. We were healthy. We look good, and all that stuff. So let's get on to the news here. Let's get on to the news. Hi, everybody. Hey, Edgar. Hey, Bubbles. How are you guys? So, Ninja, let's go on to the first news item that we have on deck today.
All right. Let me share my screen.
All right, Joff. Share screen right there.
We're gonna start off with something.
Let's dissect these people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Let's go, Jason. Let's go, Joff.
we're gonna
No.
start off with something a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh.
We're just gonna go right to that. Get this one out of the way.
Ah,
Yeah.
why you got to break my heart? All right, go ahead. Ninja.
Again.
I mean, it's just the news. Norm Macdonald passed away last week. If you guys were not familiar with this comedian, he, as it says, former SNL Weekend Update anchor, probably one of the better, or one of the best, honestly,
Yes.
anchors in
Yes.
SNL broadcast history, I would say. Very, very much known for his very sarcastic kind of jokes. Like, if you ever watched him, he's just, and it's very dry. Like, sometimes it has to take you a little bit of time to process what he just said. But yeah, he apparently died from cancer that he kept secret or something. So
For 9 years.
yeah, 9-year private battle with cancer. So yeah, it's pretty sad. When we all found out about this last week, I know, Ron, you're a huge fan of Norm
Big
Macdonald.
fan. A big fan. This is almost like, not to sound corny or anything like this, but when certain celebrities die, sometimes you don't care, or you feel a little bit sad over. But then there's some celebrities that really die that you really, really followed, and you get really heartbroken. And not only was I heartbroken, but the more and more I'm watching these tributes that people are doing, and I watch stuff like, I'm actually, Ninja, I'm actually really crying, to be honest with you. Just because the guy loved comedy so much, he didn't want to tell people he had cancer. He didn't want people to sympathize, and so even though he was going through all these good things in his life by doing a podcast, getting the Netflix deal, and then kind of being canceled also for sticking up for people like Roseanne and Louis C.K., kind of going against certain cultures, and he was making fun before pandemic. He was making fun of COVID jokes already and being woke. So he was very against the grain, one of the things not really a joke, but he goes, if I made jokes about woke jokes, they wouldn't even be funny anyway. It's not supposed to be funny, so certain things he would just talk about was just really, really good. And again, Waldo and everybody else that might know this, but every single joke that I have told here on the Hub 408 has been a Norm Macdonald joke, from the 777 joke to the bird with the whiplash, the prostitute with the leopards. The dirty Johnny joke is the most famous joke I tried to do of Norm's, you know, word for word, you know. There's just been like, you know, I love this man so much, you know, I love this man so much. And when this guy would just talk about the craft of, you know, being a writer, he would go there. You know, he went against OJ. You know, back in the day, he was very outspoken against OJ. He was very outspoken against Bill Clinton, you know, but at the same time, he might have opposing views that we may have, but he was still smart, you know, with the comedy. Every comedian is very sad off of this. You know, the tributes that you see are kind of heartbreaking. So even right now, I'm not one of those, like say when Paul Walker died, which I'm a big Paul Walker fan too, right?
Yeah.
When he died, it was hard to watch his stuff. But with Norm here, I'm watching his stuff because I'm like, man, this guy was sick.
Yeah.
And he was just pushing on. And it's kind of like almost like some people can't watch Chadwick Boseman right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched his stuff recently, right? You've been watching his stuff and it's like, dude, this man was sick. And he did this shit privately. You know what I mean? This guy is hurting. And he just keeps pushing on. So like the last few videos that Norm Macdonald, like I guess people are posting, he was a big gambler, a big sports guy. So he was always giving his picks, his, you know, stuff like that. So like he was very much into sports and he was giving like all his picks from all these football games these last couple of days. So it's kind of sad to see like he still enjoyed his life, you know, all the way till the end. But it's sad when your mom has to bury you. You know what I'm saying? His mom is old. You know what I mean? And it's his mom still burying him. So it's kind of sad, man. I'm really sad about it.
Yeah.
And again, I've always like I'm glad like just like Norm. I didn't care if people wouldn't listen to the joke because that was the point.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to word for word put all these things in to make you like, dude, when are you going to get to the punchline? So when you hit that actual punchline, you know what I mean? It means something. So to the best of my abilities, I try to say my stuff word for word. If you were to rewatch my Little Johnny joke and then look up his Little Johnny joke, it's kind of similar because I tried my best to do it just like him. And even if other people didn't laugh, if I could at least make Joffrey laugh or even bomb, then I was in the spirit of what Norm was doing. You know, he didn't care if the joke bombed or not. So when you watch all that SNL stuff and he tells those really bad jokes and no one's clapping, like this guy is dying inside. You know what I mean? And everyone else is kind of dying backstage. So I kind of love that whole thing. And the anti-roast, everyone likes that whole Bob Saget roast.
The anti-roast. Oh.
You know, and he was like, I don't want to say bad things about my friend. You know, so instead he was like, you know, oh, Bob Saget has something on his mind. I had, you know, like always like, you know, some stupid jokes, right? So it was kind of the processor to people now doing dad jokes. And if you're going to laugh or not, you know what I mean? So like this guy was definitely a legend. I think we lost somebody that was really, really good for comedy. And just for me, you know, with the way I'm talking, you can tell I'm a really, really big nerd about this guy. But just as much as I watched wrestling, just as much as I watched hip hop stuff or into stuff, I was very much into Norm Macdonald. So I was kind of mad that they took off all his live episodes off YouTube, because when he made that deal for Netflix, I guess one of the deals was he had to take all his episodes off of YouTube, you know, to do the Netflix show. So you didn't really get a gist of the stuff that he was doing, and he was just going there, telling 9/11 jokes, you know, racist jokes, just really bad jokes at the same time. It's not just him. It's a combination of different comedians, different writers. Like his writing partners were one of the main writers from SNL for like the last 20, 30 years. So he was working with really, really good people. And it's not just all his jokes. So the fact that it was a combination of certain guys would be the straight man, you know? And so, yeah, I know we don't have any... We probably do have recos later on, but I could just say right now.
Maybe later.
Watch some Norm Macdonald. You know, please watch some Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Excellent. Next piece of news. We want to move on? Anyone
Yes,
else
please.
have anything to say? Okay, yeah, we'll just move on. I just wanted to front load that a little bit.
What's going on here? What? Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
So Glenn Jacobs is the mayor of Knox County.
Oh wow! Oh, he did win. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
So,
Okay.
so
He's been.
He's been,
So
right,
if you
Jason?
don't know
Yeah,
who
he's
this
been.
guy
Okay, gotcha.
is. This dude is Kane, the WWE wrestler. He became mayor. It was actually kind of weird because I remember when I was there visiting one time, he was actually running, and I was like blown away that he was running, right? But I quickly glanced at the news, and I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever, right? He seems pretty interesting. He's kind of conservative, but some of the stuff is very forward and very progressive. Sure, whatever.
Okay.
But right now, he is saying that Knox County will not comply with the COVID-19 mandate. Basically saying that
Wait,
saying
this
that the
is funny
county
now.
will refuse
Do
to
you guys see
obey.
the irony here? Do you guys see the irony here? The man that's worn a mask for 20-something years doesn't want you to mask up.
Sure. Yes.
What is going on here, Kane? All right, go ahead, dude.
Okay, so
I gotta
basically
smoke to this. This is
he
crazy. Come on, Kane.
wrote to Joe Biden's office and said apparently, as the chief executive of an organization that employs 2,700 individuals, your action adds financial, legal, and regulatory burdens that will ultimately impact Knox County taxpayers. In addition, it potentially hinders our ability to attract quality employees, since many folks in our community will not work somewhere that unjustly imposes vaccine mandates.
Wow.
He goes on to say that this is unconstitutional, that the Constitution is not allowed to do this kind of stuff. Each state has their own sovereignty, and the federal government cannot do these kinds of things.
Wow.
He uses someone from the armed services as kind of a prop to say that, oh, these people died for our freedoms, and our freedoms are basically being trampled on. Is this the freedom that our soldiers died for? And yeah. Anyways, goes into this whole thing about not wanting to mandate vaccines or masks, I guess. For
Jason, as a Kane fan, what do you think about this?
I'm not surprised that he'd do shit like this. It's, when he was elected, he was very conservative with his
he was
actions,
very conservative. Yeah,
but yes, he did look towards like the newer generation, but at the same time, it's like I'm not surprised about what his decision of not abiding by the mandate. I mean, he's a former athlete, he's a former wrestler.
Is it weird though that he wore a mask all those years, but he doesn't want you wearing a mask if you go to not?
Well, I never covered his mouth though. That's the thing. That's the entire problem. That's I'm not surprised that.
He did
no.
unmask though, right, Joff?
Yeah.
He did unmask, right? So
at some point,
he lost to Triple H. I remember that.
He lost to Triple H, so now he believes like, oh man, if I kept the mask off, y'all got to keep the mask off, right?
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, no, I've never been a Kane fan. I always thought he's a piece of shit, and this is more proof that he's a piece of shit.
But you like his entrance.
I'm a work rate guy. Fuck him. With his fucking.
But you like his entrance.
Slow,
music, though, yeah?
plodding, fucking uppercut, whatever, fucking dumbass shit.
You don't like the plodding uppercuts?
Wish fucking Undertaker burned you for real.
Dude, it's like a knife edge, like
you fucking fake Diesel. Fucking. He's the fake Diesel, man. I can't respect the fake fucking Diesel.
Not even when he does this, like at the ring when he goes.
No, man, I hate big dudes. I hate big dude wrestlers.
You're a Rudy Poo. When he was like, like talking through the voice box.
Yeah, nah, I don't like him. I don't like when he was Dr. fucking Isaac Yankum.
Ah, that was Jerry Lawler's dentist. You didn't enjoy that?
Nah,
Yeah.
man, I
The
didn't like him
dentistry,
as
Jason?
I didn't like him as fake Diesel. I didn't like him as Kane. It's
And you don't like him as mayor.
Nah, man, he's fucking
Yeah,
Why
I
not?
think
man.
the part
Alright,
where he
let's-
says it adds financial, legal, and regulatory burdens that will
I guess
impact
so.
Knox County taxpayers. I don't really understand how that would be. Like just take the vaccine, wear a mask.
Yeah, it's
Not
either
it's
that
not
or
that
you're
much.
fucking dead.
Which is which is actually, or you take up a space in a hospital, which is even more of a
Yeah.
burden on your
Yes.
Yeah,
taxpayers.
Hey, Charlie
exactly.
Max.
I don't understand that.
Hey,
That's
CLRS. How are you
the
guys? We're just doing the news right now.
the argument for it's going to be a burden on your taxpayers. It's like, people dying because there's no beds in your hospitals is probably
Yes.
a little bit worse than I
Yeah,
don't know
not
how
just
much money you think you're going to be spending on a mask.
yeah, not just COVID stuff, like regular heart attack folks.
Yeah.
Or
I am
accidents.
Mm-hmm. Right,
You know?
exactly. Like
doing the
anything
news.
that can happen just because
Yeah.
there's
Just a
because
regular
there's
yeah.
no hospital bed. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to basically. It's kind of a weird hill to die on, I suppose. I mean, people just don't. I guess they don't really think about it. They don't think it through. It's like
Good morning.
like there are so many different things that could happen that just being vaccinated will prevent, right?
Yes.
Like there's a million different things, statistically speaking, that will prevent bad things from happening if you're vaccinated. And I don't really, it boggles my mind still. So yeah, Knox County. All right. Probably not going to be
Dude,
going back there anytime
Hey,
soon.
Job,
But
this has been a good episode so far of this season. Wouldn't you agree, Jason? It's been a pretty good episode so far. All right, let's go on to the
Fucking
go on to the
dummies.
next-
of white people. Okay, here's
Yeah.
another one. Here's another one that's
Fucking
actually kind of funny.
Dummies, man.
So this is actually kind of surprising to me. The leading cause of death of law enforcement this year so far has been COVID-19. When people are saying, "Oh, cops put their lives on the line to save people," yada yada yada. Sure, I guess, but they're not dying from like gunshots. They're not really dying from violence or anything like that. They're dying from COVID.
Wow. Hey, I don't know how I want to react to this because I'm having a different reaction here. This is on some real shit. I'm having a different reaction here. So let's talk these numbers. Go ahead.
So, because they call it line of duty deaths, right? That's considered line of duty. So here's the numbers, right? 43 auto, 40 gunfire, 12 other, medical 160. All right. 160 people, 160 police officers this year or this past year have died from COVID, basically. It's not surprising because one stat I read is that 80% of police officers support Trump. So, as we know, there is one group of people who don't want to be vaccinated, who don't want to be masked, and they're generally Trump supporters. Generally,
That's
right?
what
There
I'm
are
talking about.
obviously smaller groups here and there that don't want to do any of that, like libertarians, right? A lot of libertarians don't want that, but the vast majority of police officers are Trump supporters. They all have a certain way of
Fucking
thinking,
dummies, dog.
and one of them is being unvaxxed, being being unmasked, and this kind of shows you what's going on. Police officers, I mean, a lot of cops
So
are
you
saying they
mean
don't want
the
to be vaxxed.
same people that's supposed to protect our neighborhoods do not want to protect themselves, correct?
They don't want to protect themselves. They don't want to protect their neighbors, because obviously if you have COVID, if you got COVID from somebody, the chances of you spreading it to someone else is pretty high, and if you're not wearing a mask and if you're not vaccinated, the chances of you spreading the virus is far higher than if you were vaxxed and masked. Obviously, if you're vaccinated, you can still get COVID.
Yes,
It's like it's 90% effective, right? There's still 10% that's questionable. You know, I mean, 90% success rate is still 90%, but there's still but because we're dealing with such a huge number of people, there's still going to be like a ton of people getting the disease. You know,
even after they're vaccinated.
even
Yeah,
after
but the
they're
difference
vaccinated.
is they're not freaking getting destroyed by it.
Right. So that's the other thing is that yes, you might still get it, but your chances of surviving it go up like I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the number is of how many fold it is
It's
that
like 1 in 87,000 some shit. Your
where
chance that
of,
your chances of dying
of
if you
dying or
get
something.
vaccinated.
Yeah, it's your chances of dying
Interesting.
significantly dropped if you're vaccinated, right? Significantly. Like I recently just found out an old coworker of mine got it. He's double vaxxed. Uh, he didn't have any issues. Didn't have to go see a doctor. He just got tested and he was like, oh shit, I have COVID. His wife didn't get COVID. They flew to New York. They flew back and she didn't get COVID. He got COVID. He's fine, not
What's up,
spreading it
Ramil?
to anybody, not doing anything. He has to go get retested later, but you know that's about it. He's not suffering any kind of effects that wouldn't require him to have to go to the hospital and be on a ventilator and take up a space. So, so yeah, it's pretty fucking wild, man.
Crazy.
Yep. So yeah, that's another thing. And there's a lot of like there's a lot of these stories that are that people are like obviously people who are unvaccinated getting COVID, getting dying. Just this past like month, there's been a couple that shock jocks, right wing shock jocks that were so against the vaccine, so against the mask, and all of a sudden they're dying. They see the light, but it's too late. Sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The way I feel right now, I mean, Ninja, I'm very anti-police also. So, I'd rather just let's you know what I mean? Like, you know what? I feel bad for you said it's 80% of these guys are Trump
supporters.
guys or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for the minority of cops that actually are good cops and maybe do protect themselves by getting vaccinated, mask up, and all that stuff too. I feel kind of bad for those guys too, having to work with maybe some guys that are so locked in to their belief of like, yo, you might be ostracized from your own coworkers or
right.
So of course that goes on in all companies if you happen to be working, with people nowadays, right? I'm just saying it's just it just sucks when the same people again that are supposed to be protecting us, like Kane, the big red machine. He's Undertaker's brother. He should be protecting us. Him and these police don't want to be masked up.
I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but the Undertaker also very conservative.
Yes. I've known that too, and that's heartbreaking too. I see his Blue Lives Matter T-shirts and all that stuff. So that's tough.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's all I can really say about this. These are just the numbers that are coming out. This is from Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, this is from NBC Dallas. So it's a Texas affiliate of NBC. Obviously, Texas a very red state, but hey, apparently this is what they want to report on because their state
and also one of the biggest states too. One of the biggest states, right? Yep. So I mean, it sucks too when these guys are out in public policing and just doing their job. They could be carriers and just spreading all this stuff everywhere that they work and all that stuff. So that's kind of gross.
And it's just cops everywhere. It doesn't matter what state you're in. California cops, a lot of them don't like it either. People talk about like there's going to be people walking off this job because they're going to be mandated. They're going to have to wear masks. They're already saying it. And it's like, you know what? Good. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
All those motherfuckers who moved to Texas. Enjoy your fucking freedom and COVID.
Yeah. So we never. I don't think we ever got a chance to talk about this, but the Supreme Court refuses to stop the Texas law banning most abortions. Kind of a wild and crazy law. Basically, the government is outsourcing uh, the enforcement of of banning abortions in Texas to private citizens. The way it works is
Yeah, you
it,
get
it
bounties.
yeah, it's basically a bounty system. You can sue a person who is helping. You can sue people who are getting abortions. Basically, you can sue people who are helping people get abortions. You can sue doctors. You can sue the clinics, and if you successfully sue them, then they get paid 10 grand from the state. Um, I believe the Supreme Court is just not listening, is not going to rule on it just yet. They're not saying that they won't. They're just saying we're going to let it be for now and just let it go. I believe someone in the state, I just saw this today, is going to challenge that and basically sue, counter sue, pretty much. So I just saw it like not that long ago. I didn't get a chance to read it, but someone's going to try and challenge this ruling. So it's going to come up, and it's going to be kind of ridiculous. It's the fact that you're outsourcing the enforcement of this law to private citizens is freaking wild. What stops California from saying, um, you know, if we see a person with a gun at a gun range, we can sue that guy. What stops the person? What stops the state from passing that kind of a law? What stops them from saying, hey, we're going to sue this guy for some arbitrary reason because California says it's okay. It's not it's not a great precedent to set, I think. And it's a weird way to get around the Constitution, right? Because it's not the federal government that's doing this. That's basically setting the rules. They're saying that private citizens can feel offended by something and they can sue for that, right? So
That's crazy.
yeah. Technically, the government isn't stopping it. They're just letting private citizens do their thing, and that's kind of a weird loophole to have. So that's what's going on there. Kind of a shitty situation in Texas. As we know, Texas is a huge state. There's not a lot of places that people can go for abortion care. Some people have to leave the state, and that can be a burden on people. It's also limited to 6 weeks, right? So if you don't know that you're pregnant within 6 weeks and try to get abortion after that, that's when they can start suing you and stuff. So, and 6 weeks is actually is a very small window for a lot of people. Obviously, you can be conceived at the beginning of the month, and you might think that you're 2 weeks late, and boom, you're pregnant, and it's like, oh crap, I can't do anything about it anymore because it's a 6-week window. So it's kind of a shitty law. It's a very shitty law. It definitely hurts a lot of people, especially poor people. Obviously, rich people can just fly to another state and get the procedure done. That's not a thing. It's never been a thing for rich people. It's definitely hurting a lot of poor people, people of color, women, poor women of color, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. It's just a bad thing to do. So, I mean, I don't know what people on in chats are saying, but yeah, it's kind of a shitty situation. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for that. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
Anybody here?
No.
We did have a question in one of my comments. I don't know if CLRS is still here. He was talking about, though, speaking of law enforcement being pro-Trump, how are you guys there being Asian and all?
What do you mean?
I don't know if CL is still here. Hi, Kai. How are you, Kai Avero? How are you? Shout out to our lead ex-member, Kai, down there at the bottom. Shout out to you. But, yeah, I think he had asked this question when we were talking about the law enforcement issues.
Okay.
So again, speaking of most law enforcement being pro-Trump, when you were talking about the 80%, I believe, how are you guys there being Asian and all? Like, how do we get treated, I believe?
Oh,
There's been occasions already where, police have killed like a Filipino kid
yeah.
here.
Mhm.
And not only that, but, with the whole attack on older Asians or just Asians in general, too. Sometimes they let some of that stuff slide. You know what I mean? They don't. They might not press it. Also, press the issues, or maybe the people that are being attacked might not have the moxie or whatever to either report what's going on or to
Hmm.
really like,
Hmm.
you know, put this on. So it's tough, in my opinion. So that was my thing. What about you guys? Anything to add to that question that was asked?
Uh, I mean, it kind of depends on where you're at. Obviously, where we live, where we stay, the Bay Area, generally California. It's, I mean, I personally don't see it on a regular basis, or at all usually. But again, I'm a pretty big dude, so I doubt anyone would step to me. And the rest of us, we're all dudes. We're all young dudes. I don't think anyone's gonna step to us, um, but it's definitely happening in the Bay Area. There's definitely issues that occur that that are very that they do stuff to Asian people just because they're Asian. Uh, that
And
being
it's
said,
usually
we
the people of
obviously,
color.
yeah,
It's usually the people of color too that's attacking us too. It's not just
it's
white folks.
it's not just white folks. It's a lot of people. It's just a lot of ignorant people. And um, but I will say this: we Asian people definitely don't get it as hard in general as other people of color in
Correct.
America generally, right?
Correct.
Um, but that doesn't mean it's not happening, and that doesn't mean that we you know it's not an Olympics. It's not. I mean, there's a thing that people talk about, the oppression Olympics, right? Like, who has it worse? Everyone has a history of getting fucked over by somebody, right?
Hmm.
That's it's not here. We're not here to compare and contrast who had it worse. We're here to try and figure out solutions. We're here to try and lift other people up, lift each other up, kind of thing. So um, yeah, I don't like focusing on necessarily the fact that
Other
uh,
people.
Asian people are getting targeted. It does happen. We need to fix it, but that's not the only thing that needs to be fixed. There's so much that we need to talk about besides just that. It's sometimes gets a little overwhelming, I feel, but
Right up.
that's how I feel about being an Asian person here.
All right. Well, thank you for your question too, CL. I don't know if you're still in the chat or whatever, but thank you for that question. You at least gave us some content. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's move on
Something
to
to
the
talk
next one.
about. Yeah.
That's all we want.
Okay.
We just want engagement too, guys. So yep, let's engage
Yeah.
with this next one.
So this was reported not too long ago, and the Pentagon recently just confirmed that basically on the way out, America airstriked some people, and it's about and apparently, so this happened in August 29. An airstrike killed about 10 civilians, including up to 7 children. Unlikely they were associated with ISIS-K or a threat to U.S. forces. Basically, they were just, from what I remember reading, it was an aid worker with a bunch of kids. Uh,
Oh God.
the general basically said it was a mistake, and I offer my sincere apologies. This is
Damn.
basically what happens when America does stuff, right? Like, people talk about, oh, we could have evacuated Afghanistan better, yada yada yada. It's like, well, probably not. um,
That's so
retreats
sad.
are retreats are usually very messy and very um, not clean. This was fairly clean for a retreat, um, and this was probably honestly the best way to do it. We had 20 years to basically get out of there. No one did it. Finally, we just got out of it. That's it. People who are saying, "Oh, we we should have stayed there for this and that. It's like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. The whole evacuation thing, that was the evacuation, right? Like there's no setting up evacuation. There's no getting more prepared than the way they had it already done. It doesn't make it, that doesn't make any sense. You've made the decision. You're preparing to exit, and that's what happened. So and there was a lot of people who stayed behind. They chose to do that themselves. So people using again props to basically have this whole fake outrage thing. It's like, no, you guys don't really care about the Afghan people, because if you did, we would have left there a long time ago. We wouldn't have been drone striking people. You know, we went in also with like the whole women's rights thing. Like, oh, the Taliban treat women terribly. We need to go in there and save people. It's like, dude, look what we just did in Texas. It's not like we I mean, there's not, it's absolutely ridiculous that to use that as a measuring stick or as a reason to stay in. I think it's good that we got out. It was always going to not be the best thing that it was never going to be super clean, right? Something was always going to happen. That's how a retreat is. A tactical retreat is always going to be it's always going to be a mess. But this whole thing is pretty brutal. But
and just the gravity of we celebrated 9/11. We're not celebrated. We remembered.
We remembered 9/11. Yeah.
We did not celebrate. Sorry. But when you look back at those times and then you see at where Afghanistan is in now, it's like, all right, so none of that stuff even panned out the way that we want. I mean, for a good time there was, with women being able to vote and have a voice at least, so like when you watch all this recent stuff, like a lot of the Vice stuff is really good. That's a reco right there. And when they talk about their views about women, they laugh, like, when the reporter's asking them, like, what are your guys' stance on women? And they just laugh because they know their beliefs and they're going to stick to those beliefs. And they're like, yeah, we're willing to work with these women now that we have the power again. But do you all really believe that?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So,
track record, no, but apparently now is the time to put up or shut up, I suppose. They're in power. They want to be recognized as a
tough.
legitimate government. So they kind of have to look at themselves and be like, do we want to really be a legitimate government and actually be equal to everybody? Or do we want to just keep, screwing over women? That's an actual decision that they have to make. So, yeah, it's a thing. But getting back to this whole thing, this is what America does. When people say that America is the greatest country in the world, it's like, well, sure, I guess, but this is a lot of the stuff that we do. We kill a lot of innocent people over in other countries. It's kind of the reason why a lot of people don't like this country. It's kind of the reason why 9/11 happened. We go into other countries, we meddle with we try to be nation builders, and things come back to bite us in the ass. So MS-13, another example of that happening. So yeah. But I'm actually kind of surprised that they owned up to this and didn't really cover it up.
Yeah, they're America, they're good guys, right? They owned up to it. They're good guys.
Nah.
Well, I'm just saying they actually came out and was like,
America, they're good guys.
Nah.
They're good guys.
Yeah. I mean, it also took them a while to own up to the fact that, oh shit, we killed Pat Tillman.
Yeah,
So,
that was we're, but then we're good guys.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
I take my hat off. Greatest country in the world.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
Good guys. All right, let's go.
next.
No.
So do you guys remember the explosion in LA, the fireworks, not that long ago? They LAPD had a bunch of like fireworks they put into a containment unit, containment vessel to blow it up
Oh no.
in the middle of a neighborhood.
Oh no. Oh shit, really?
This was a while ago. Yeah, I don't know if you guys didn't see this. This was a while ago.
Wait, so all of a sudden it went into a fireworks show?
No, it was a straight up explosion. Like,
oh shit.
They
Okay,
badly
gotcha.
they badly miscalculated the amount of fireworks they placed into the containment. Apparently, what they did was they didn't actually weigh how much explosives they were supposed to put into the container.
Oh my god,
I
dude.
believe it was supposed to handle like 10 pounds or 20 pounds or something like that. Okay, it says right here detonations of 19 pounds of TNT. That's the amount that they can handle. Or a single detonation of 33 pounds of explosives, right?
Okay.
Apparently, they put in 40 pounds of explosives, and it apparently blew up a lot. Injured 17 people.
Oh my god.
Including 10 LAPD officers, 1 ATF agent, 6 civilians. Damaged or destroyed 13 businesses, 22 residential properties, 37 vehicles, and I believe 2 people died later on because of some of the injuries that they sustained. I don't know if it says in here or not, but I remember reading that somewhere. So yeah,
How do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about this, man?
Stupidity at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Stupidity at its finest.
I feel bad for the 6 civilians, right? The cat,
Yeah.
But Jason, these guys overloaded this truck.
That's like, come on, man. That's complete stupidity at its finest.
Yeah.
You literally put
Jesus.
half of that block in danger, and you ended up killing 2 people. So
yeah, I think
how do you get out of that? You don't. You just can't say I'm sorry and sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Is the city paying out?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen anything in terms of like are they being sued or not. I assume they will be.
I hope so.
But I think what happened is that they're blaming the guy, which I mean, sure, the guy had apparently 16 tons of fireworks in the backyard of his family's house. So what was this guy?
Tons?
So what was this guy doing with 16 tons of fireworks? I don't know,
dude?
but that is a shit ton of fireworks.
What is going on?
You were trying to make money.
Well, sure.
Hey, that's a hell of a hustle, but damn, at your house, though, I think I would
Motherfuckers
store
trying to
that.
go to the moon or some shit.
Right? For real, like
Crazy.
that is a dangerous amount of fireworks right there. Look what 40
at
pounds
your home, and where your kids probably sleep.
40
that's super
40
crazy,
pounds.
dog.
Yeah. And this is 40 pounds right here. Blew up their vessel, their total containment vessel.
Idiots, dog.
Because they eyeballed it. They literally just eyeballed. Yeah,
Don't do that shit.
No, it's literally what happened. They eyeballed it. They didn't
Fucking
measure
dumb.
it. They didn't have it. Someone was like, "Oh, we need more training for these guys." I'm like, to use a scale.
There's a lot of dead cops in this episode, guys. There's a lot.
Because all you have to do is use a goddamn scale.
Just weigh the shit.
That is some 5th grade shit right there.
Fucking regular Einsteins.
This is why it's like,
yeah.
They're like, yeah, there's still room. Just keep putting more, dude. It'll fit.
In.
Damn, and they took out that block. And those cars, and I mean, come on, dog.
The cars, just a ton of stuff. This was absolutely garbage.
Yeah, and I hope they get what's coming to them. To be honest with you, so I hope you get what's coming to you, LAPD. Y'all been screwing people for years and years,
for a very long time.
Years.
they screwed themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. And, yo, let's get these incompetent police out of here, though, too.
I mean, that's right. And that's what I'm saying too. It's like, when people are like, we shouldn't be defunding police. It's like there's no amount of money that we could have given these people
Yeah.
where this didn't happen, because
So-
LAPD budget is insanely high. It's in the billions. I don't even remember how much it was, but LAPD's budget is like, that is the biggest chunk of money in the LA budget, right? LA City's budget is like LAPD. They get the most money out of any single department in the city. So there's no.
Everybody has it wrong. Like, what I'm saying? Everybody has it wrong. Do not defund the police. If you want to hurt them, you shut down their union.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You take away qualified immunity.
You shut
down their union.
All the clean cops will freaking rat out all the bad cops, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all we want. We just
plain
want
and simple
cops, yo.
Plain and simple. Just disband all the unions. That's it. That's the easiest way to do it. No one's going to protect nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to turn on each other and shit.
They gotta treat them each other good with incentives to where they want to go in police. You know what I mean? That they want to police correctly. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
My idea would work though of street judges.
Wait,
Judge Dredd over here.
Yeah, dude, just because they judge everybody, including the police. So, why not?
Hey,
Sure.
Fitness, how are you?
Why not?
All right, let's get on to the next. Hey, there's a lot of police in this episode. Again, let's.
I mean, yeah. It wasn't intended. It just, there's a lot of weird stuff happening, and they just seem to happen to involve police, and a lot of it has been kind of, I don't want to say funny, but very.
I've been entertained so far. I don't know if Joffs loved this episode of White Folks so far, or Jason, but I've been entertained
deserved,
so far.
I guess. I mean, maybe deserved. They got their just desserts, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I'm enjoying this episode so far. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh shit!
For
the
some
gruesome one.
For some
the gruesome
people,
one. There we go.
For some
What's
of
up
us,
to Grub Life? How are you, Grub?
For some people who didn't know, we had an election. What was it, last week now?
Hey, Lid. How are
2
you,
weeks?
Lid? What's good, Grub? We're just
I don't
doing
remember.
the news.
Oh, September 14th, roughly, somewhere. I don't even remember. I did a mail-in ballot. Anyways, there was a recall for Newsom.
Gruesome Newsom.
Yeah, California had so here's the thing about our state. We have a very messed up way.
Good hair having Gavin.
Yeah. Good hair having Gavin.
We have a very shitty process called a recall, where if we don't like a governor, we can basically recall him or her. The way that works, I'm just gonna explain it to people who don't know. The way it works is we only need like a certain percentage of the people to sign a petition to get it on the ballot, and once it's on the ballot, California, the state, can vote on it. If 50% plus one vote to recall, then the governor's recalled. If 50% plus one vote no on recall, then the governor is not recalled. It's a very easy, simple majority kind of thing. The shitty part is the second question, where if you do recall somebody, you immediately look at who they voted for, because on the ballot there's a list of candidates for, if the governor gets recalled, who do you want to vote for to fill that spot? And that person can very easily win without a majority, right? There were 40 candidates on there. One person could have gotten 1/40th of the vote and basically become the new governor of our state. It's a really fucked up situation. It's a really fucked up way of doing things. California, in this instance, in a lot of instances, but we'll say in this instance, is very backwards. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, Yeah, Newsom survived the recall. I
Yes.
think mainly because the main platform that the Republicans were basically running on was this guy Larry Elder. Basically, he was the main front runner for the GOP.
Yes.
Basically, his whole thing was, hey, remember that time Gavin Newsom went to the French Laundry? That was pretty shitty of him, right? I should be the next. I should be the next governor.
Yes.
Also, you don't like the mandates, right? You don't want to wear a mask. You don't want to
Yes.
have a vaccine. I'm going to get
Yes.
away. I'm going to do away with all of that.
Yes.
And the fact that, I mean, those were basically the two platforms that he was running on. I mean, there was also other stuff about homelessness, but please, do we really expect a Republican governor to do anything about
And he
the
got attacked
homeless
by the homeless
situation?
too. I don't know if you guys saw that footage.
Yeah, he was getting stuff thrown at him, like someone
Yes.
threw an egg at him and all that kind of stuff. But the track record, obviously, for Republicans, they don't care about the homeless situation. They would have done something just as horrible, if not more horrible, I would say. So it honestly doesn't matter. Them saying that we need to deal with the homeless issue, it's like, how would you have dealt with the homeless issue? You know, I'm I, I don't know 100% what they would have done, but I have a pretty
Hey,
good guess
Chase.
of what they would have done. They would have done nothing, and it would have been the exact same thing that we see now. So, um, it, because right now, what do we see? We see people getting rousted from like their encampments and then saying you can't live here anymore, but we don't care where you go. You just need to not be here, and then taking all their shit and throwing it away. You know.
Yeah, that's tough. Man.
So it's like we just leave them hanging, basically. So the other interesting thing is, if you looked at the exit polls, the biggest thing on everyone's minds when they were of who they voted for and why they voted for them was the COVID response. I believe 3 in 10 people is the stat. Um, Basically said that COVID response was top of mind. That was the reason why they voted for no on the recall. Basically, voted for Gavin Newsom was because of the response, and it kind of makes sense because just last week there was another article that came out that basically said that our transmission rate is the lowest in the country right now.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
like and so, obviously we're not out of the woods. Obviously we're not in like anywhere close to green, but we're out of the red, we're in the orange. So so this state, doesn't fuck around basically when it comes to COVID, when it comes to vaccines. um, it's a
And he
very
was very
important thing for a lot of people.
and he was also very generous with the funds too.
The funds, oh yeah, 100%, that definitely swayed a lot of people.
I mean,
Or a good
let's
amount
be real, guys. He put some money in our pocket that we didn't even really ask for, but he was like, "Hey, we need care.
Mm-hmm.
We need care during these times. There's no jobs. It's really bad for a lot of people. Let's help some people out too." So there was already a nationwide thing going on where he's like, "Nah, California needs to do a little bit more."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And
my
I
hats
think
off to him for again. Again, that's nice to get a little extra cheese, but I think the main reason what you had said of us having the lowest numbers in the country,
yeah,
I mean, we should be an example for a lot of other states, correct?
correct.
I mean, real talk. We should be an example for other states. So I get all the hate. I understand all that. If you happen to be on the other side and all that, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we just care about our
Look, here's the thing.
stuff. You don't
We're
mess
not
around, just like
necessarily
Waldo said.
we're not necessarily fans of Gavin Newsom either, right?
Yes.
Like yes, he
Or a
is
Kamala
just
Harris.
he is just another long string of supposed leftist, supposed progressive that doesn't actually do anything leftist, that doesn't do anything progressive, that doesn't actually help people, right? They talk a good game, and it's better than nothing, and that's kind of why we're stuck with him. Because honestly, the alternative is far worse in a lot of people's eyes. We could be like Texas, we could be like Florida. with
Ohio.
COVID response. We could be like Texas in that, maybe they want to do the abortion thing. Florida is looking to pass a similar law, right? So obviously, if we have like a conservative government, we can be just like those states where people's rights are actually being fucked with. The fact that you're saying that my freedoms are super important, I don't want to wear a mask. It's like, well, what about a person's right to choose? It's not exactly a 1-to-1 here. So it's 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 a
Talk that
silly
shit. Hell
it's
yeah.
a silly it's a silly reason to go. I want my freedoms. It's like, well, sure, okay. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's get on to the next.
The next piece of story that I
Yes.
thought was pretty interesting.
He's back.
Oh yeah. He back-to-back stories, man. He just signed.
Whoa, hey, this is a crazy episode so far. Okay, Job,
He is the
your
man.
here. Good hair, having Gavin.
That's right.
Oh shit, Jason, Job, I can't believe this. All right, Ninja, let's go.
Basically,
Come on, man.
What a great episode
Can
so
you
far.
dis-
Let's go.
How can you dispute him having fucking not having good hair? Look at him.
I mean,
That's all he got.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all he got is that good hair. That's it.
He has that UCLA coach,
he's Gavin with the good hair, right?
Pat Riley type.
Tom
you know.
Lavin,
Yeah.
kind of like Tom Lavin.
Pat Riley type.
Yeah, look at
Slick
that.
back.
Who's the coach for UCLA?
Lavin, right?
Yeah, Lavin.
Yeah, Lavin.
The
Yeah,
slick
okay.
back.
Yeah, look at
Slick
this
back.
guy.
I mean,
Look at that guy.
God.
He ain't even hiding his hairline. See? LeBron should learn from him.
Oh,
That's
how he
what's
flexes it like just naturally, Jason?
Yeah, man.
Look at that. That's
Okay,
what's up.
got
This
you.
dude is
No CGI, no hair plug. Just rock it, man.
saying that's
Or
what's
rock it or shave your head.
No, it was better when when it was
You
everything was
guys are hella funny.
everything was shut down. He couldn't he couldn't get to the hairdressers and shit. He just grew it out. Fucking looks sick, fool.
Yeah. Then he went to the French Laundry.
Yes.
He had that Matty McConaughey hair.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah. That's true. That's
Did.
true.
Did
He did.
he?
Yeah,
He
did.
did.
a little bit.
Was
a
it
little
wavy?
bit.
It was hella long.
Yeah, in the back. Shit.
Oh, so he looked probably really
I just looked it back.
like a G, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking dude, huh? Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Okay, that's cool. And he gave me extra cheese, Ninja. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like,
Mm-hmm.
Fucking not me. They making me jump through hoops and shit. Fucking assholes.
Wait. So what's this news article about? Because he's
So basically,
back-to-back.
this general news article, he just signed a couple of laws he just signed a couple of laws, basically making it easier for multi-family housing to be built. Like we were saying, there's a homelessness issue in California. There's a lot of people who don't own houses. There's a lot of people who don't have adequate housing. A lot of people are leaving the state for cheaper places. This is supposed to help alleviate some of that that burden by being able to build on certain land that has been zoned for single family housing to be multi-family housing. So like one piece of land that would normally have one house on there can now have like four duplexes, like a couple duplexes or something like that, to try and basically let people have a chance of buying a house, or at least renting a house or renting a home for less money, because obviously the housing market in California is insanely high right now. Let's see, according to this article, I just saw it right there, the median sales price for a single family home is $811,000. So you need almost $1 million to buy a house in California.
That's crazy.
And that's pretty much everywhere. And that is up 21% since July of last year. So and yeah, this is supposed to apparently supposed to also help with the racial wealth gap. 60% of white people own their homes, 35% of black people, 40% of Latinos own their homes. So there's definitely a lot more um, white people who own houses, and that is shown to be, way more helpful to build generational wealth, right? Like the more access you have to a house, to not being, poor. uh, Weirdly enough, your kids will be better off, and then your kids will be better off.
Yes.
So this is supposed to help with that. Obviously, this is not something that will fix things overnight, but it is a small step in hope in trying to alleviate the housing crisis in the state. So very interesting stuff being done here. But yeah, there's two laws, SB 9 and SB 10, that's supposed to basically help do stuff. Actually, there's also SB 8, which is another thing that approval processes for housing, because a lot of times cities will just kind of hem and haw and drag stuff out. This is supposed to basically streamline a lot of that kind of stuff. So they just want to build more housing for the people of the state. So time will tell, obviously, if this is actually a good idea or not. I really honestly don't know. I'm not a housing development kind of guy, or I'm not an expert on it. I mean, I find it fascinating, to be honest, like urban planning and stuff like that. But I am by far not an expert on this kind of stuff. So I can't really analyze the pros and cons of this that well. But it seems like a good idea. I just don't know what the hidden pitfalls could be for something like this. So hopefully it's a good thing. But yeah, Gavin Newsom in the news for something else.
Good hair having
Besides
guy.
good hair, besides having good hair, and besides going to the French Laundry, I honestly think that it was the dumbest thing to basically keep talking about. Like, oh, dude, do you guys remember he went to the French Laundry? It's like, yeah, it sucked. That's your only criticism? You want me to vote for a whole nother person because this dude went to eat at a $500, per person restaurant? It's like,
With no mask on? That's great.
cool, I guess. I don't understand. I mean, yes.
And he manned up too, and he was like, yo, that shit was ignorant of me, yo. Like, yo, I get it. My fault. So he at least manned up to it too. And he gave me cheese.
Mm-hmm. But really, I mean, was it a shitty thing to do? Yes. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I cannot bring myself to care about that. I just can't. It's like, dude, you went to a fancy restaurant. Okay, cool, I guess. Fuck. Of all the things that you could have done, that one is actually not that bad. like what's worse than that? When he slept with his aide's wife. That was probably a worse thing that he did. So I honestly don't really care. In the grand scheme of things, I don't actually care that he went to the French Laundry, and that's what you basically try to get me to vote against his
wife.
Yeah, his aides. Yeah, he had an affair with her, with his wife, basically.
He went from becoming Gavin Newsom to Gavin McConaughey.
Yeah, it
Dude,
was like his best. It was like his best friend or something like that. His best friend's wife, who was
sounds
also
like some movie shit, dude.
Yeah,
that sounds like some
it's pretty wild.
Political movie
sure.
shit. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
He went up to her and went,
Shut up, dude. He's like, Remember when Leo was just like, yeah, okay, like.
Tell you went full Gavin McConaughey.
Oh my god, dude. Somehow Matthew McConaughey always kind of sneaks in on the hub too. He be around on the hub too. So yeah.
Oh, there's a rumor of him possibly running for governor, or actually no, There is a rumor of him running for governor, but there is an actual like poll right now where if he were to run for governor, he would be like 9 points up over Greg Abbott. So
Crazy.
if he were to actually run, so yeah, that was actually a
And I'm
pretty
thinking it would be in Texas.
yes, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Shell. MJ Wiley. I hope you guys are doing good. This is episode 108 of the Hub 408. We are just doing the news. Let's
Yeah.
get on to the next thing. We
Next
got about
piece of news.
30 minutes left.
30 minutes. Yeah, we'll go 30 minutes. This came out today. I saw.
Okay.
Pfizer
What are we looking at?
Pfizer apparently is saying that early results of its trials show that its COVID vaccine is safe and effective for children ages 5 to 11. So for people with younger children, obviously the vaccine was okay for kids up to from 12 and older, I believe. Now they're saying that studies are saying that maybe 5 to 11 is good. Um, it's still early results. They're still studying it, but it is very promising that more kids could possibly be getting the vaccine.
That's good.
I know a lot of people out there are who have kids, in that age range. When you're not, a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are kind of like, what should we do? How do we navigate school? Me and Rumor talked about it, at one point in time, like how do you what are you supposed to do? They want to open the schools are trying to open back up. Should we send them on? Should we, it's just one of those kinds of things where it's like, no one really knows what to do, so it was a very but hopefully this will help some parents decide, oh, I guess we can send them to school. They'll have the vaccine, and if they get COVID, it won't be horrible, that kind of thing. So
Well, that's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that some test results so far have came up pretty good for these younger kids to get vaccinated, because when you start hearing the stories about young kids, getting sick,
Mhm.
with the with it being COVID related, that's heartbreaking too. Being
Yeah.
able to be burying their sons, especially at a young age too. You know what I mean? So, or sons and daughters, I mean. But
Yeah, so it's definitely some good news. I mean, hopefully they'll come out with like,
welcome to Kumu, welcome to the stream.
hey guys,
Yeah, we all got vaccinated. Fucking, did y'all balls swell up?
no,
my balls.
Yeah.
I don't know what Cardi.
Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend fucking balls swelled up.
Well,
Yeah, apparently,
that has nothing to do with us. So
yeah,
Has nothing to do with us.
it really doesn't. My balls did not swell up. Part of me is like, oh, that would have been cool, but it didn't happen. So
Yeah, Joff. Like I was like, oh man, did I miss out?
No, it was a whole fucking international incident.
oh, it was a huge thing. People were getting canceled left and right because they were talking shit about Nicki Minaj. It was crazy. All her fans were like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Her fans even had a protest, like,
Yeah.
some of her dumbass fans.
The Barbs basically came out to support her, and it was actually quite ridiculous. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. Our country is wild. Anyways, so yeah, for parents out there with kids in this age range, hopefully this helps to relieve some of the stress of
I applaud.
what to do.
I applaud.
What to do.
Thumbs up on my end.
Yeah. All right. Next, looks like we're gonna start getting into stuff that's a little bit less serious. A little bit less serious. Actually, here, let's check out what this next piece of news is. I don't know if you guys saw this, but CBS wanted to have a show where you would have people compete It's called The Activists, and it's a reality show where people would compete for their charity. Like, hey, my charity deserves money, and they would like go and like do social media stuff and go on the street and do things. I don't know. It was basically it was basically charities going head to head against each other for money. And part of the prize was to go to the UN General Council, or the G20. Oh, the G20. That was the prize, is to take your charity to the G20 so that you can basically ask people to support you. Kind of a disgusting thing to put on
Oh yeah,
a reality show.
completely.
Uh,
And I seen Usher's face, that's why I started laughing automatically. So
yeah, these people were supposed to be the three hosts, and they were supposed to help. Basically, these people were supposed to help the charities through throughout the competition,
Shit's
I
wrong.
guess, by aiding them in how to, I don't know. Here it is. Activists go head to head in challenges to promote their causes, with their success measured via online engagement, social metrics, host inputs. They have one ultimate goal: to create impactful movements that amplify their message, drive action, and advance them to the G20 summit in Rome, Italy, where they will meet world leaders in the hope of securing funding and awareness for their causes. So this was a show that someone actually said, "Hey, this might be a good idea. Let's have these charities compete for each other." Obviously, after some backlash, uh, as you can see with this update right here,
yes.
they decided to scrap the whole reality show thing and uh, basically make it into some kind of like documentary or something. Uh,
What?
I don't know if it says here what they were gonna do, but from one of the articles that I read, that's pretty much what they're gonna do. They just scrapped the entire story, the entire show, and basically made it so that you basically made it into like a documentary type show or something like that. It's yeah.
What they should have done was just take all those charities, put them together, and do some kind of event so where everyone can get an even distribution of whatever funds was allocated through whatever type of event. Now it's kind of
Sure.
scandalous though the way that they were doing it with like, all right, well let's let's use technology to rope a dope the people. You know what I'm saying? And so that was already just like what somebody said here. That's disgusting. You know, it's messed up, right?
Yeah,
So
it's really messed up.
now for it to turn into a documentary, it's like, wow, we're really stroking our own cocks here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Yeah.
is going on, yo?
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know if I could vibe. And look at Usher in that picture too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
School burning people.
Julianne Hough, she basically released a statement saying, "I don't really know if I'm qualified to do this, but they asked me to do it, so I guess I'll do it." And I think that also kind of led to the decision to basically change what the
What a
show's about,
dumbass response! And
because she was like,
she would respond like that too, right?
well, no, she basically just I think she basically just called it out. Was like, she and basically just like
Oh,
on her
gotcha,
Instagram,
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
like on her Instagram, she was like, I don't think I'm really qualified to judge this kind of thing. And because she said something along those lines, she actually put out a statement saying, I don't really know if this is a great, pretty much saying, I don't know if this is a great
And
idea.
she
I don't know if
agreed in the first place, so that's my whole thing. It's like, well, you agreed though.
that's true, but at the same time, if you're looking for jobs, it's like, hey, maybe this is a good idea. We can help people, right? You're thinking that, but then when you actually get into the thick of it, and you're like, oh, this might not actually be a,
Gotcha.
there's a lot of ideas where at first you're like, this is a great idea. Then you actually start thinking about it and start doing it. It's like, oh my god, this is a terrible idea. I'm not necessarily going to blame her for that because I don't really know what her situation is, but but the fact that they all realized, hey, maybe this is not the best thing in the world,
And
and they just said,
and
you
must I
know, screw
remind
it.
you too? I think Usher's judgment has been off. A lot of times he's been in public, too. You know what I'm saying? So anything with Usher, I don't think I want to fuck with right now. And he put T Pain in a depression, Jason. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
I can't forgive him for
not a
that.
great person,
Yeah,
not a great dude. Really, just messing with people over here.
you know
So
what I mean. How you gonna wake up T Pain from his sleep, ask him to come in the back and say you ruined music,
yeah, that's
and then go and do some T Pain shit?
fairly jacked up. Yeah,
All
I
right,
agree.
fucking Usher. All right.
So so yeah,
All right, man.
yeah,
What's the
it's
next piece of lighthearted news we have here?
all right. It gets okay. Well, let's see. Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, Al Snow saved the child's life Thursday by jumping in the ocean and pulling the boy from the riptide.
Wow.
Ah,
Okay, hold on. I'm looking at the
so
monitor right now.
so Al Snow, if you guys are obviously fans of wrestling, um, was a
Hey,
wrestler,
man.
very famous for being crazy, I guess. Right?
Very accurate. Very accurate, Ninja.
Oh yeah, the he talks to a mannequin and whatnot. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So he heard yelling and screaming while he was in the water. He looked around, saw a boy being hit by waves while being pulled away by a rough current.
Ugh.
Uh, says the lifeguard guard was on the beach, but added, "I knew she wasn't going to make it in time, so he sprung into action. I caught him just by the arm, just as the wave started to pull him even further out. If he hadn't grabbed him, I think he would probably went out to sea. That would have been it. Here's a picture of Al Snow and his mannequin.
Yeah, keep it on there. Keep it on that picture while you tell the rest of the story. Go ahead.
Well, I
Head.
have to.
Name of the
Um,
mannequin's head.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really about it. That's the story. Basically, he
Thoughts,
saved
Joff?
the child.
Thoughts, Joff? This guy was the leader of the Job Squad, correct, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, any thoughts, Joff, Jason, on Al Snow saving this kid?
Hey, good for him, man.
No, it's like I mean, two wrestlers in the same situation save children. One apparently lost his life saving his son.
Oh yeah.
This one right here,
Yeah,
right?
Clyde Gaspard, one of the
Yeah.
coolest guys I've ever met, ever. So I mean, uh, they may look like beefed up actors on TV, but you know, they're real life superheroes, man. I mean,
Straight
No,
up.
they can be. They
I
can
mean they
be.
can be.
They can be the good ones. Al Snow,
Yeah,
there's been a lot of
he
wrestlers that's
made
been
it. He made a
in the
split
news
decision
lately.
and did it. Like no one else would have done it.
Yeah.
True. True. So I applaud him for doing what he thought was right, saving the kid. Kid came out with like no injuries, nothing bad happened to him. He's all good. Um, boom. Yeah.
Again, that picture right there is from 1998. That was probably the height of his career during the Attitude Era. He
Mhm.
was really big in ECW. The fact that he got big over there, the WWE had to sign him again. So this is somebody that's been a journeyman, a jobber, also got popular because he was a jobber, and also became a trainer for Tough Enough. And he was working, I believe, in other companies too, right? For this guy to still be relevant in a good way, not by being a jerk or, again, a lot of wrestlers are in the news right now, in a bad light. So it's kind
Mhm.
of cool to see somebody like Al Snow, who's always been one of the good guys, always been the butt of jokes too, especially on Mick Foley's end or whatever. So like he's always played the straight man to where it's like, yeah, I can be the butt of the joke because I get it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's again very cool. And what Jason said earlier about Shad Gaspard being in the same situation where he was able to save his son, but he didn't survive. You know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking about that as soon as we're reading this, and then you know it's actually mentioned in the article.
Yep.
So yeah, it's water is nothing to play around with, guys. Straight up, man. Water is nothing to play around
Pretty
with.
dangerous stuff, yeah, for sure.
Really,
Especially
really
the ocean.
dangerous.
Yeah, especially the ocean when you can't figure out if if something bad happens and you get pulled out. It's a very crazy thing to be
We
in the
might have
middle of.
time for two more stories, Ninja.
Okay.
We got like 15 minutes left.
All right, I'm just gonna go really quick. So apparently, Crocs is collaborating with I don't know who this person is. I was just like,
What is that?
why do these Crocs look like Yeezys? I don't know. I
I'm
just
good.
thought they looked.
Oh shit,
I
man.
just thought they looked hella dumb.
What do you guys think about? Wait, can you keep the picture on that real quick?
I'm good. Not my style.
Yeah, not my style at all.
Well, Crocs I would never ever wear anyways, so this is even more horrendous. Um, oh my god. That's something that my son unfortunately has to wear Crocs because he has an ingrown toenail.
hmm
And it sucks, right? So I'm just like,
Yeah,
man, I gotta buy you Crocs, man. That sucks. So look at those. God, that looks like
look
a
at those.
what does that look like, dude? That looks like
They remind me of like some Yeezys that, or
yeah, the foam runners.
yeah. That was my first thought, but
It also looks like coral, like,
a little bit, yeah.
and it's supposed to look like what's the bottom supposed to look like? Like a foot, kind of like the old school Adidas where the foot, right? like like they'll take your foot pattern. Ugh,
Yeah,
look at
kind
that.
of.
Look like dumplings and shit.
It almost looks like a chewable candy, like a gummy.
It looks like you stepped on a chewable gummy.
Yeah, or the gummy melted
Yeah.
over your ankles
Yeah.
and onto your
It, wa-
feet.
it was a very hot day, is what it looks like.
Ugh. I don't know. Those might be comfortable as hell, but ew, dude. Okay,
Probably,
that's
probably.
horrible.
I mean, Crocs are known to be very comfortable, so they probably are.
Ugh.
Yeah. So,
I abhor that brand. It's just ugh. All right, well
yeah.
let's.
All right. Next story. Apparently, they're going to be making a Grendel TV show on
Wow,
Netflix.
wow.
Yeah, very very weird in that if this was like if this
This is
was
so comic book right here. This is so like what?
super
Grendel,
deep cut,
really?
right?
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh, this
This
is
could
weird.
open the door for some cameos though. So I'm not, okay. Go ahead, Ninja.
I just wanted to say, like, if this was 20 years ago, I think this would have been super like, oh crap, dude. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine, whatever. I never actually read Grendel. I never got around to reading it. I just thought it was interesting that
I read a little bit when I was reading my. I went through my mage phase, and who
Yeah.
else is in that?
Cerberus or whatever.
Yes,
That whole
yes,
Dark
yes.
Horse. Dark Horse had a period of time where a lot of their books were very well received, critically acclaimed, and stuff like that. So this was during that time. So yeah, I just thought that was
Never
interesting.
thought in my life I'd see just kind of like
Grendel,
what
yeah.
was that Vin Diesel movie, guys? Bloodshot. Or
Bloodshot.
whatever?
Oh, Bloodshot. Yeah, that's a weird one.
And I've talked to non-comic book fans, and they
Yeah.
actually enjoyed Bloodshot.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's like, okay, well, if you enjoyed it, I think that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, if you were to see books like this, be like more Dark Horse type comic books, like Mage or even like a Madman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, fucking Flaming Carrot, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe
You know what I
maybe
mean?
Bone. Maybe a Bone series. I think that'd be kind of
Oh,
cool.
that'd be awesome too. Yeah.
I actually really like Bone.
Is that Jeff Smith?
Jeff Smith. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Really, really good stuff, man. So yeah, so is this going to be a series or?
Yeah, 8-episode series from Netflix.
Oh man, this has to be pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good.
Not sure when it's coming out. Basically, it's about a gifted fencer, writer, and assassin who seeks to avenge the death of a lost love by going to war with New York's criminal underworld. But why beat them when you can join them? So Hunter Rose is the name of the character. Yeah, it's just kind of I just never I did not expect this one. This one just kind of like, wow. All right. So yeah, interesting stuff. Next piece of story. Apparently, She-Ra is in early development for a live action series on Amazon.
On Amazon, though. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
kind of weird.
Okay.
Kind of weird. She-Ra recently came out on Netflix. The rebooted animation series
Mm-hmm.
just recently finished up not too long ago.
Well received, also. A lot of
Very
fans
well
like it.
received. Yeah. But I guess they're switching over to Amazon now, and I guess they're going to um, make it a live action show. That should be pretty fun. I hope that should be kind of cool. I really enjoyed the He-Man show that was on Netflix recently.
Yes.
Um,
Can't
so
wait for the next episodes of that.
yeah, the second part. So this should be kind of cool. I do look forward to seeing what that's all about. Live action She-Ra. Let's see.
Crazy.
All right, next story. Bryce Dallas Howard is going to reboot Flight of the Navigator, one of my favorite movies back when I was a kid.
Wow.
Flight of the Navigator, for those of you who don't know, it's about a kid who gets sucked up into a spaceship, an alien spaceship, and gets transported to the future of like 10 years. It wasn't a very big jump. It was like a 5 or 10 year jump.
But a very iconic movie of our childhood, though, too.
Yeah. For me, it definitely was. I don't know if it was for a lot of people out there, but it was one of the movies that I honestly watched a bunch when I was a kid. I really liked it. So they're rebooting it. I think it's going to be it's going to be a story with a female lead. So the original movie was with a young boy. This one's going to be about a young girl. It's going to be for Walt Disney, and I guess it's going to be a part of Disney Plus. So not really sure when it will come out, but could be pretty interesting. Again, one of these kinds of things that.
And Disney Plus been killing it with their content too. Their original content is actually really fun stuff. I've watched a lot of their PG type stuff. You know what I mean? So they got some good stuff. So that's kind of cool, man.
So we'll see how this goes. Bryce Dallas Howard, obviously famous for being an actress and all that kind of stuff, but she recently started doing directing. One of the episodes of The Mandalorian, she was a director for. So that's kind of where she got her start, I guess you could say. So, could be interesting. Could be cool. I just think it's interesting that Flight of the Navigator is getting a reboot. Yeah. Okay. Next piece of storyline. Apparently, Steve Urkel is going to get a. I think I might have mentioned it, but I just wanted to bring this up again. Steve Urkel is getting a holiday animation. I don't know why. I just think it's freaking weird, but whatever. Anyways, I just wanted to bring it up.
Can you say the name of the thing?
Did I do that to the holidays? A Steve Urkel story is what it's called. It's going to be written by Wyatt Cenac. He's best known for working on The Daily Show, but he's also very much he's a very funny guy. I think he's a very funny guy. But I did not expect this one. I don't know why there's a Steve Urkel Christmas special coming out, but whatever. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
Real quick, for us AEW fans here, did you see what Kenny Omega referenced Steve Urkel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, only you can pull that off, though. You know what I mean? It's such a wash reference and all that stuff. I was like, but only Kenny Omega and
that's his character, right? He's a goofball, but he's a killer in the ring.
Right?
Yeah, but he's a goof. But when the match starts, I'll fucking kill you.
$80 white tee, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Hype
go.
beasts. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. Next
49ers news.
some 49ers news. the Niners basically lost 3 of their running backs over the first 2 games.
Mhm.
Raheem Mostert being the most famous one since he was also injured last week last year, and now he's injured again for the entire season. I did draft him. I disclaimer, I did draft him. Anyways, it sucks, but apparently the wife of Raheem Mostert has been talking about how a lot of people have been saying very negative things about Raheem Mostert, and obviously in this day and age, when people can just reach out and talk shit about somebody, you get all kinds of crazy stuff. And I guess a lot of fans were message her heartless messages about how Raheem Mostert should basically kill himself, which is not cool, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they ain't Niner fans. Those aren't real fans. Those are fantasy football fans that drafted his ass. That's
Oh no, I didn't. I obviously am not saying he should kill
yeah.
himself. I'm just like, oh man, I'm very disappointed. I also picked Trey Sermon just in case Raheem Mostert went down,
Oh,
and
I did.
he has
I
a
already knew
concussion.
not to pick him up. That was a no brainer. I didn't even pick him up. I stayed away from him.
I don't know. I was hoping that
Nope.
he'd be good. But anyways,
Should have came to me.
well,
Should have came to me.
all I'm saying is I took a very big puff of copium, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be it right here. This is gonna be good right here. And it's like, no. And so the entire 49er backfield is pretty much out.
Decimated. Yeah.
Jermichael Hastings and Elijah Mitchell are both out.
Actually, Elijah Mitchell's day to day, so he's good.
Trey Sermon had a concussion, I think, so he's out. I don't know what I mean. Yeah, if they're day to day or I don't know exactly what their diagnosis is, but they all basically
Hastings
went
is
in.
out. Hastings is out for a while.
So
They still have two other running backs, so they're fine.
they picked up another dude. Anyways, the point is, people get injured playing a sport. It sucks, but it's honestly not that big of a deal to the point where you really shouldn't be making death threats on about
Harassing
them.
people.
Just being completely negative. I mean, no one wants this to happen, right? No one wants this. No one wants people to be injured. This is their livelihood. This is their job. They're here to entertain people. And if you're out here, if you're one of those people who are basically telling athletes to kill themselves because they somehow offended you
For being hurt.
for getting hurt, then I shouldn't say that, but maybe you should reevaluate your priorities in life.
Yeah.
Is what I want to say. Oh no, is what I'm going to say, is not what I will say. But yeah, this kind of sucks. Very unfortunate. Moving on.
You got 1 minute.
Okay. I just want to show this guy. I don't know if you guys saw this. This dude shoots the ball in the most insane way. Like look at this dude's shot. Someone sent this to one of the group chats that I was in, but look at that. I was just like, what is this?
That's worse than Bill Cartwright's.
Oh shit! Did you see that? You see how he twisted his?
Yeah, right. Wild, yeah. Like this guy apparently is Slovenian.
What the hell is that?
He's apparently a pretty decent basketball player, but his shot is just so weird. Like look at the way he twists his arm like that. It's so freaking weird. Yeah. So the YouTube says the ugliest shooting form in history. The guy's name is Ziga Habat.
That was like the equivalent of Charles Barkley doing his golf swing.
Golf swing,
so bad, dude.
Yeah. Anyways,
With the
I like how
random Kobe clip too, huh? Like,
the random Kobe clip, the random guy saying, "Hey, this is how you should shoot a ball," and then you show this guy, and this is how this dude shoots the ball. It's so
horrible.
stupid. Anyways, that's really about it for today. That's all I
Yeah,
really
thank you
got, and I guess the
guys.
time is pretty much up. Uh,
I did see that.
Nike
I
and
did see
Gundam
that. That looked awesome.
has a collab.
Yep.
Looks pretty freaking cool. Because they actually have the real shoes. Like you can wear these actual shoes, but it looks like they might have like
The swoosh is all like,
like actual Gundams. So,
yeah, it looks pretty badass. I seen the shoes; they look really cool.
yeah,
So.
the shoes look cool, but these are models, and I think you can actually get these models, and those look pretty cool as well. Anyways, that's it.
Hey, great episode, guys. Let's go back to the main window so we can see each other's beautiful faces. Again, thank you guys for joining us. This is a Hub 408 episode 108.
108.
Yep. 108.
We're going to be back this Friday. I believe. I'll let you guys know on Thursday. But I was going to say, even though I might not be here, hopefully you guys can go on. But I was going to say, make sure that you check out all our other streams. We're happy to do the news for you guys. And that's pretty much it. Any last words for you guys?
No, basically stay safe.
Yep.
Get your
Stay
get
safe.
your vaccine. Wear your masks.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be stupid. Yeah.
Don't overload your truck with 40 pounds of explosives when you should only load 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't be dumb.
Gavin McConaughey.
Hey yo, congratulations to my man. Hey yo, Ninja, he gave me cheese too.
He
You know what I'm
did.
saying?
He did.
He gave me cheese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just got $1,100 in my bank account the other day,
Hey,
so can't complain.
it gave us some cheese, right? Gave us some cheese. So
Exactly.
thank you guys. We appreciate you, and we're out of here. Take care, guys.
Peace.
All right, I'm off of Kumu.
I'm gonna end the stream.
Late, y'all.
Like,
All right. Laters.